This is going to be the most divisive video that you and me have ever worked on, Alex.
Love it.
You're a unapologetic X-antibody defender, and I'm a professional X-antibody hater. So this is going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting.
This is Digimon Creator Clash 3.
Yeah. We can't trust iDubbbz to make a good one, so instead we're going at it. Except, the problem is, Alex still hasn't fucking updated his ACOM, so we can't actually battle our colors. So make sure on the comments you bully Alex to make him update his shit.
The harder you push, the harder I push back, sir. You've just added another 6 months onto the sentence.
But don't worry. Everyone here is going to push so hard that it reaches the end of time and laps right back around.
Okay, I look forward to it, sir.
Alright. Let's get started with Agumon X.
So, it's interesting because he's got the stripe on his back, but other than that, it's like the same as the new version of Agumon. In fact, it could even be the exact same as the anime Agumon that they did in the Digimon 20th.
Yeah, it's literally just the Digimon Pendulum Agumon, but here's some extra details.
Yeah, I still like it though. Like, it's not bad, and it's definitely it does look like a bigger version of the original Agumon Sprite, which it's the X-antibody of. So I like it. I'd probably sit him in B to start with, personally.
Yeah, I'll put him in B as well. He's not, I don't dislike him as much as I dislike the other X-antibody Digimon. Because I kind of like him because he's like a halfway point between Agumon and Greymon.
Yeah.
So, but I'm happy with B. I mean, it's fairly basic. It does its job fairly well. I feel like the tail could be a little longer, maybe, and that might bump it up, but that's fine as it is.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure we've done Alphamon before, but screw it, let's do him again.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's definitely A, maybe even S. It looks like Alphamon, especially considering he's a humanoid, which we've discussed before. The humanoid ones are impossible, mostly, to represent, and I think that one does actually look quite a bit like Alphamon.
Yeah. Yeah, he does look like Alphamon a little. I think A for Alpha. I mean, I don't really like his chest. It looks a bit weird, and also, like, I mean, I don't know if I like his mouth, because Alphamon's like this big armored geezer, and he's got a little mouth. So I don't know, not a big fan of that.
Okay.
So I think I can go there.
Yeah.
BL Starmon.
So I mean, it does look like Beelzemon in high heels, which is basically what it is.
Exactly. I like a little high heels. They're probably the highlight of the sprite, to be honest.
I don't want to like weep myself out or anything, but I also think she's an A because she looks like what she's meant to look like.
I don't know.
You've got the high heels, you can see her hair coming out the back, the wings, the mask is still there somehow. It's still quite clearly that Beelzebub mask.
Yeah,
I think it's good.
Yeah, I can see what you're talking about. I just wish she kind of had a little more, you know what I'm trying to say.
You dog.
Well, you know, it's Beelzemon with titties, you know.
Have you noticed that when they coloured the Angemon and Lady Devimon, they've actually managed to colour in a little cleavage?
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, I can't know if it's both of them or just one of them, but one of them I was like, no way have they managed to like represent a cleavage. Wild, absolutely wild.
Man, Premium Bandai doing work.
Yeah.
Well,
there was one dude working late in the office that night.
he got distracted very well with those 2 pixels. Well, in case, I'm now hoping we get a Digimon X color.
Yeah, that'll be graphic. Imagine the close-up.
oh yeah. But I agree. It's fairly well. I think I feel like A's a fine spot for her.
Yeah.
I just feel like there could be a little more that could be put onto her. So it's more, especially around the body, it just seems a bit basic.
So you're saying 9 out of 10, not enough tit.
Exactly. 9 out of 10. Beelzemon X. I hate this fucking guy so much. I don't like Beelzemon.
He's not as cool as Beelzemon, but
fuck no.
I think his sprite is also brilliant. Again, I do think that's clearly a Beelzemon. The mask shape, the humanoid shape, the wings. I think it's awesome. You can even see his hair coming out of the back, which is impressive. So, again, I've broken record, but this one would probably also be A for me. But
I can give you that. I mean, I'll be honest. I do think it might be an improvement, maybe, over the Beelzemon Blast Mode sprite from the Pendulum.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it represents him better than what we actually got. So I would be okay with putting him in... I was going to say S, but I'm like, I fucking hate Beelzemon X.
Yeah, but we're reviewing the sprites, sir.
Yeah, exactly. Fine, fuck it. Alright, he can go in S, but... He's S for shit. He's shit.
That's how tiers work.
Yeah, exactly. The lower they are, the better they are. We'll just do that for fun and just confuse everyone watching the video. What the fuck? What's going on here? Melomyotismon.
Dog shit. Goes in D.
Yeah. I kind of agree. I kind of wish he had his tail. And the mask is just really distracting. I feel like maybe if they cut it off at the top here, it would look a lot better, but the way it is now, it's just, yeah, I don't know. It is pretty bad. Also, it looks like he's more of a bird than I don't even know what the hell Melomyotismon's supposed to be, like a mech man.
Yeah, I've never loved his standard sprite. It just doesn't look like it to me. I don't know what I do to make it, but then that's not what I'm paid to do. So it's just
exactly.
It's one
just ask Rage 89.
Yeah, like I like Melomyotismon, but I don't like his sprite.
Yeah. For me, it's just that extra line on the mask. It just looks a bit wonky. Cerebrusmon X.
I think it's pretty good. Clearly a dog. You can, once you know it's a 3-headed dog, you can tell that that's a second head over his shoulder. It's pretty good. I don't think it's A. I'd probably sit him in B for very good boy.
He is a good boy, actually. I do like the fact that, they've actually put in the second head, because, like, if you were to transfer this to a 3D model, like, if I was to give this to an AI program and tell them to make him look forward, they probably would put a third head on the other side, so I'm glad they put that in. I think if they made the body, maybe have a couple of pixels just to add some detail to it, maybe I'd put it higher, but B's fine. B's fine for me. I'm happy to put him in B.
It's clearly some kind of wolf thing, and that's what it's meant to be, so...
Yeah, exactly.
Love it.
Exactly. Now, Alex, I know how you feel about this particular Digimon, so let's, bake it. Let's, keep it in the pants for a little, but, Chohakaimon.
I think it's a fantastic sprite, because at first, the first thing you see is very clearly a pig head, but then when you know that it's a chick dressed as a pig, the bit that looks like the snout is actually her face, and you can also see that. So I think it's brilliant sprite.
I do too, actually, and especially, I'm fairly certain she has a hammer as well when she attacks. Like, they've gone to put that in with it, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since I've touched the Digimon X1.
Yeah, same. Since the XP chip, it's like, yeah, goodbye, X1. It was nice knowing you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Smallest roster as well, we won't touch it, but I agree with you. Yeah, I'm happy to put her in S. Like,
yeah.
She does the job. She's a pig lady in a pig costume. What else?
I just love that it works both ways, because it's fun to it clearly pig, then you see it from another angle and you're like, oh yeah. So it just feels layered, and it's a fun one, and it's cute. It's got a lot of character, and yeah, lady dressed as pig. What more does a man need?
Exactly. Craniumon X.
Not into it.
Yeah. What the fuck is this mouth?
Yeah, it just doesn't. I mean, the thing, and that's the thing that gets me, is because Craniumon is quite a strong design. So I feel like somebody else could make it look clearly like Craniumon X. That doesn't look like it. I see kind of like a wolf head in armor. I wouldn't, unless someone told me that was Craniumon X, I wouldn't know that was meant to be Craniumon X.
It kind of looks like, the way I describe it, it kind of looks like at first from the head, it looks like maybe a Mexican bandit or something like that, like those train movies where they go in and steal it, because that looks like a little bandana that goes over his mouth. But then you look at the square around the crotch, and it's almost like he's just really happy to flash you on the screen, and that's just like the sensor bar that Bandai's put in.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just so fucking ugly. It's just ugly. I don't like it.
Yeah, sit him down there with Mallow Myotismon, I reckon.
Yeah. Turn that frown upside down, Boy Scout. I'm happy to put Damimon straight in this.
There you go.
What a fucking cool sprite. He is so cool. I'm glad that he's like, hot take. I think the fusion, like, not the fusions in Digimon X are good, but like the base Digimon, like your Darulamons, your Ballistamon, Damemon, they're fucking peak designs. I love them on their own, and like this sprite captures him perfectly, and the fact that they even bothered to put Schwarmon, is that how you pronounce him? Suwarmon?
I always said Tuwarmon, but I don't think I pronounce any of the names right, so...
Oh, well, maybe someone can correct me in the comments, but I'm so glad that he made a cameo. Though I would wish that they were separate, but I'm still happy that it's a little cameo.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been cool to have them separate, but I think I love it more that it's kind of snuck in there. Same with that Chohakaimon thing. I love that there's two levels to it, because if you don't know the characters, you'd see that close and be like, what the hell's going on? But when you know that, oh, actually, his attack mode is Tuwarmon, it's like, that is sick, that when he does his attack, he turns into Tuwarmon. Like, I love it for that.
Yeah, no, he's definitely good. I like him a lot too. I'm just glad that he's in. I'm glad he made it to some extent. Right. Diaboromon X.
Love it.
Yeah?
I love it. Again, considering how intricate his actual design is, I think they did the absolute best possible, because, so the focal point for me being, again, the head, they've got quite clearly the horn, and the shape of his face, and obviously you can see like 3, maybe 4 legs. He has like 6 or whatever, but oh no, Diaboromon is 4-leg, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I believe.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I'm losing my mind. I was getting Armageddon mixed up, but yeah, I still think they did a good job. I don't think he's S. His character is definitely S, but his sprite is probably A for me, because I feel like if someone knew who Diaboromon X was and then you showed them that sprite, they'd go, oh, Diaboromon X.
I kind of feel the opposite way, because the official art for Diaboromon X is such a fucking mess. Like, it's hard to figure out what part is what on the official art. And then you compare it to the sprite, and I mean, sure, animated he probably looks a bit better, but like right now, as he's like base, it looks like he's got only 3 legs. Yeah,
but then I'm looking at his art now, and they've gone for the shape of his profile. So the 2 outer legs are his arms, and that one in the middle is that big tail thing that he's kind of like hooking forward. And you can also, like, the shoulder pads. So yeah, it looks like they've actually tried to mimic the dynamic from the art, but the problem is, like you said, that choice of dynamic in the official art makes it very hard to tell what's going on. But I still like the sprite. For me personally, I'd go in A, but this is your video, so...
Damn right. Let's meet in the middle, because I was probably thinking C or not D, but we can do B. I'm happy to do B. Let's meet in the middle.
Okay.
That's the That's the way of handling this thing. Right. I don't know why you like Dracomon X. I really don't. I do not like him.
One of the best. That's S all day long for me.
I'll give you that. I'll give you sprite-wise. Like, he looks... Because, like, Dracomon base Dracomon we like. Because that looked very similar. But, like, I don't like Dracomon X, period. Also...
What's not to like?
Well, for me, right, I really don't like the sort of fluorescent glow that he has. Like, the X scar on his head, his arms, they're all glowing. It just, I don't know, just, like, imagine, right? Imagine you're in the digital world, you're partnered with Dracomon X, and then you're like, oh man, it's getting late, let's go, like, hide out. And then you go to have a nap, right? You go to sleep, and then you just got this little fucker in the corner glowing. This bright red light. It'll just piss you off. You have to, like, throw a blanket over him or something.
He's my little nightlight.
It keeps away the predators. But
I think he's one of the best designs and one of the best sprites. I think he's absolutely flawless.
I don't like him for a practical reason. Maybe the comments can debate this further, but I think he'd be a pain in the ass, honestly. Just like, oh, I'm trying to sleep. Can you turn that glow off? Nah, sorry, man. That's just how I am. Fuck. But let's put him in S because it is a good sprite. It does represent him well. Right, Gallantmon X.
For me, that's another S because again, humanoid ones are hard to do, but that's a better representation of Gallantmon than the Gallantmon sprite, in my opinion, because you can see the shield, you can see the lance, you can see the face mask helmet kind of thing. You can even get a bit of the cape. I think that's absolutely awesome.
And I will admit, I do like the fact that they made the mask a bit bigger, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, Gallantmon X does have a bigger mask. Is that right?
Let's have a look. I've got the thing up here for reference. Yes, he does. He's got, his mask's way longer, yeah.
Okay. So they actually have made it distinct compared to the original. And I like the original because, like, you know, he's just hanging out, walking around. So, of course, he's not going to be armed. But when you battle, he swings his lance and holds onto his shield. So, yeah, look, I'm happy to give it that. Let's chuck him in S. He's a good boy. He's a good one. Garbumon X.
So this will be a hot take for some, but I'm not crazy for Garbumon X's sprite.
And what sucks is Wandering Tamer knows where you live, so you gotta now watch out. Are you sure you want to continue with this?
I changed my mind. I think it's great. No, it's not that I think it's bad, though. It's not that I think it's bad. It's just, I think the Agumon X wins in this regard. There are times where, like, the Gabumon sprite's better, but in the X's... Although, weirdly, now that I'm sat here looking at it just motionless, it was always the bit around the mouth that bothered me. But now I'm sat here looking at it, I can actually see it in a different light, and I don't know. Tough one. What are you thinking?
Well, for me, I think with Garbumon X, they actually went to the detail, because he's got that ripped arm, where his other arm's exposed, and that actually shows up here on the sprite, because they've actually gone to model that in, which I think does make it a bit better.
Yeah, I hadn't really noticed that.
And also, the new redesigned Garbumon sprite isn't really good, especially in color, which I guess we can circle back to when we do the color sprites. But
yeah,
he did not translate well the color, and this like it definitely looks like Garbumon X. So I mean, look, I'm happy. We can put him in. I just don't know. Do I like him more than? No, you know what? I'm gonna put him in A over Agumon because he does look unique compared to like Agumon X, who looks like the Pendulum Agumon.
Yeah, I am actually going back on what I started with now, because now I'm looking at him like this. I am actually appreciating the details a bit more. Like I said, the initial thing that I used to not like the most was what was going on with the face. But now I'm looking at him with his art. I like that you can see his little nose peeking out, because in Gabumon X, his like snout's exposed, and I can actually quite clearly see that now. And I hadn't noticed what you'd said about the arm. and I think that's sick as well. So yeah, no, he can go in A. I've changed my mind. You've converted me, sir.
Oh, well, excellent, man. Excellent. I'm glad I've managed to represent Gabumon X. All right, on to the next X antibody, X Growlmon.
I think it's good. I think it's really good. He's not S for me, but he would certainly be an A for me.
Yeah, I kind of agree. The only thing that I'm not a big fan on is the arm blades on, at least on this sprite. Like, I'm glad that they put them in, but I feel like it needs a little more of a divide between the arm and the blade. So maybe if they put like 1 pixel down, so it looks like the arm is more separated from the blade. I think that's the only thing I would change. But like, besides that, it's fairly decent. Like, I'm happy to put it. I'm happy to put it in B.
Okay, I'll allow it.
B for B-U-T.
Yeah.
Fuck. Looking at Harrismon after his mobile games went down the shitter, just hurts me.
Yeah. He was a great.
And I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like Harrismon's sprite. I don't like these. I get what I get the vision. I get the vision of what they were aiming for here, but these little lines here, the diagonal lines that are meant to be spikes, just, I don't know, just look off. I'm just, it looks off, but I see the vision, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I disagree 100%. I think that's a great sprite because you could tell that who that's meant to be from space. Like, that is undeniably a Harrismon. Like, and they've even got like your anime eyes and the chibi proportions. I think that is a brilliant sprite. I would probably have put that in S because it just is a perfect representation of the character and it's cute.
I think, okay, here's what I'm thinking. I'm happy to put it in A, only because, like, if they removed a couple of these pixels from the spike wall, I probably would like this one a lot more. Because, yeah, you're right, the main body... Oh, you know what? No, I kind of take that back a little now. What the fuck is this? What is this W on his fucking...
So, that... He's got a little mane thing that's, like, around his neck. So that's kind of that. But he's also got a little symbol on his chest. So that kind of covers both.
Oh, does it? Because it looks like he's got bigger tits than BL Starmon.
Do we need to hose you down?
Yeah, you might have to. You might have to. You know what? I'm happy to put him in A. I mean, I can see what they were going for, and credit where credit's due, but, like, I probably would remove a couple of these pixels just to, I guess, try and not make it so messy. Jesmon X.
This is another one where it's an impossible one, because, like Digimon X, he has the most intense design ever. It does look pretty good, but it's also not exciting, and it's... I don't know, they did the best they could. Like, they got the head, but in his official art, you can't even see his head because there's just so many spikes. I like they got his spiky feet and his blade arms, but I don't know, he'd be a B or a C for me, personally.
Yeah, I'm still not sold on it. Like, again, I appreciate what they were trying to do, but I mean... I'm not sold. I'm happy to put him in C. I mean, we need stuff in C anyway. It's starting to look a bit...
Yeah, he's definitely not a D. He's definitely not a D, but he's also not an A. So, C works.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Leomon X.
So, I like how they've modelled it on Leomon's original sprite. However, I'm not a massive fan of Leomon's original sprite, but I do like that they've kind of kept it close to that. I like you can see his little cape, but again, it's not one that necessarily kind of excites me. I do think it's a decent representation of the character, but I don't know, it'd be a B or a C for me personally.
Yeah, I kind of like that they do have the details of Leomon X, like the extra details, like I'm fairly certain he wears pants from memory, and you can see those there. His scarf.
Oh, I'm just seeing the sword as well. He's got his sword in his left hand.
Is that one pixel there meant to be the sword? Is it this little tiny bitch boy butter knife?
That clear white one. I think that it looks like a sword to me. It looks like he's holding it out of his fist in his left hand, and then the right is.
I'd love it if it was just a little butter knife. I'm gonna stab you. I'm gonna stab you. Although, okay, I'm happy to put him. I was gonna put him in B, but I'm gonna put him in C because I do not like this one pixel here. I think that's meant to be his nose, but I don't know. I feel like it should be more towards the edge than right there in the middle. It's a bit weird.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird. Let's put him in C. Have I just put the Lilymon sprite in here, or is this a Lilymon X?
According to Humulos, that's the Lilymon X.
Yeah. It's almost too similar to Lilymon in a way. It's hard to tell the difference, like, off rip.
But there's not really that much difference in their designs, to be fair. Again, I'm looking at the official art now, and she's just got a few more jewels. The flower on her head's kind of got some sprouts. She's got some long fingernails.
Yeah. Believe it or not, this is like one of the rare exceptions of the X antibody Digimon that I actually like.
Yeah, I mean, I think the sprite's pretty decent. It looks like a little pixie girl. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
B or C for me, I think.
I'm going to put her in B, only because she's too similar to base Lilymon sprite. Like, I feel like a little more detail on the dress would have made this a bit more intricate to look at.
Cool.
So, yeah, I'm happy with that. Can we just make a whole new tier of just ass for this thing? Fucking hell, what is this?
I was literally about to say straight to Z. It's dog crap.
Yeah, what in the actual fuck is this thing supposed to be? I know it's MetalVegiemon X, but like, what were they smoking to think that this looked anything like MetalVegiemon X? It's just stepping in to save you in editing. That's not MetalVegiemon X. It's not?
No, that's Lord Nightmon X or Crusadermon.
Oh, right. Sorry, this is MetalVegiemon. I get these two mixed up all the time.
MetalVegimon's the little one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lord Nightmon X. But yeah, it's absolute rubbish. Like, there's not a good thing to say. You can't even really tell what it's meant to be. You can sort of see it's a humanoid shape, but nah, not for me.
Yeah. And the fact that I was calling it MetalVegiemon X just goes to show that this is not even the fucking, like, they were nowhere close to the design at all.
Yep.
So yeah, let's just right to D. And then, like, from ass to gas. This goes hard.
Yeah.
This goes really hard. I love Lucemon X. Well, no, this is base Lucemon, but I still love how he's turned out. Like, he looks really good.
Yeah, he's definitely like a edgy kind of angel dude. You got his cool hair and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think he's a good one. He's A or S probably.
I will put him in A for one specific reason. Because here, if you look at his arm, right? He's got his arm here, his boot here, but this pixel here blends into the wing, and it makes it look like he's got this super skinny body. And like he's missing an arm. His boot's just hovering out in nowhere.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, he's setting unrealistic expectations. We'll put him in A. I feel like if maybe if the wing here was a bit more divided, I don't know. But it's still a good sprite nonetheless. Growlmon X.
So, love the Digimon, but his sprite's not that good. It's pretty good, but yeah, I don't know, probably B for me. Like, you've got his arm blades pretty good. The mask's there. You can kind of see the cannon in his chest and the stuff coming out the back. It's one of those where it's good if you know the design, but if you don't know the design, you might be a little confused as to what's going on there. So it's good, but I don't absolutely cream it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because he's he's way more intricate than base War Growlmon, and I don't with the one that they did for the pendulum, it wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. Like, it still did the job well enough. I just kind of wish the arm blade had that extra blade, because he has like two. Like, he has a second blade in his arm. I'm happy to just put him in C, to be honest. It just, especially here, it just looks off. It looks wrong.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Yeah.
You have my permission.
Oh, good. I'm going to put this one in D. Do I have your permission to do that?
Absolutely not, sir. It's going the other end of the scale.
Oh, yeah? Well, what do you like about MetalVegiemon?
It's clearly badass edgelord dragon thing. Like, you've got his cool serpent tail, you can see his arms and his claws, you can see the wings, his mouth looks absolutely feral. I think his sprite's even better than his official design. I think he's awesome.
And I do like the tail as well. Like, it does look like the tail he would have. And the blade at the end as well, like, that's put in there as well. It looks nice. I like him for what they've done. Like, he's a hard design to really get done. So I guess we can do A. Like, it's not hyper perfect, but like it's good enough.
Yeah, I mean, I would have gone S, but A's fine. I'll allow it. But it's just, for me as well, he's a good representation of the character, but to me, he just looks like a real trophy on screen as well. Like, he looks like an absolute badass. Like, you rock up to battle with your mates and you've got that on screen, it's like, it is going down.
Oh yes, I'm sure a lot of UK Digidestined have seen this thing come out of your device and have been like, "Oh, it's going down." MetalVegiemon X.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Also, probably S, if not definitely an A.
I'm happy to put him because like the sprite's pretty good. The sprite's good. I don't like MetalVegiemon X as a design, but I do like him as a sprite. The only thing that's stopping me putting him in S is the gun, because he has this big, massive gun on his arm. And, like, they've tried to model it, but it just doesn't look like what it's meant to be.
I think that's a perspective thing, because the reason I'm so excited by it is, to me, it is clearly Wolfman with gun arm and cannon on his back. Like, I can just see everything from my perspective, at least. But that's the thing with these 16 by 16 sprites. They are open to interpretation, and they are very much imagination required. So it is about perspective, innit? Like I say, until talking with you, I hated the Gabumon X sprite, but now I've seen it with a slightly different perspective, and I'm like, nah, that does belong in A. So there is a bit of perspective, but I've always felt like MetalVegiemon X is undeniably MetalVegiemon X. But yeah.
I mean, he does do the part well enough. I just wish that the guns were a bit more defined, a bit more realistic for my American viewers. They would appreciate that. I'm happy. We can do A. We'll do him in the middle, I reckon.
Yeah. Is there a tier above S?
I don't know if I can give that to MetalVegiemon, but I mean. Okay, here's why I don't like this sprite.
Alex has left the call.
Oh, yes. Oh, I guess it's just me explaining it to myself. He looks a little too fat.
Okay. in this year, 2025, and you're saying things like that.
I know, right? I'm gonna get cancelled. I'm gonna get cancelled by the body positivity movement. It's alright. They can cancel me all they want. I just have to wait like 3 months and they'll all die anyway, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's true. Shout out my boy Putin.
No, they're not gonna pull a Nick Ocado and surprise me. So, but I mean, I just wish that girth here translated into a tail instead.
Okay.
I wish he had a tail.
I just think he's absolutely flawless. I just think he's ace. I think helmet looks good, wings look good, body looks good, beautiful at every size.
I mean, the helmet does look good. I'll give you that. Wings, yeah, I can give you that too, because like it's not physically attached to MetalVegiemon. They just hover out in space. But I don't like the arm, because like he looks more like he's just like got a really limp dinosaur arm, where it's just hanging down by his side instead of like being this big firm metal claw.
Yeah, but they've angled it so that you can get that detailing for his chest plates, which is also very cool.
Yeah. I'll give you the helmet. I'll give you the wings. I'll give you the titty missiles. And I'm happy to put him in A, but I mean I'm still not sold on the sprite. I feel like if he had a tail, this might be a different story.
You
got any last minute like corrections then? You gonna try and sell me? You gonna make your pitch?
Yeah, he's got a song about him. None of the others have.
Oh, yeah. What? Wait, hang on. No, he doesn't. No, he fucking doesn't. Your song doesn't mention his ex any. Oh no, shit. No, you're right. You do. You do mention it. Fuck.
That's it. You've lost number one fans.
From virus to vaccine and X antibody too.
You got it.
Shit. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. I will take that back. You although you didn't mention Arcturus mode, but I mean, you couldn't see into the future, so that's okay. I just want to throw this in D as well. It looks like Metal Tyrannomon just had an ice cream and it melted on his face.
It's not what I'm crazy for, but I think it deserves a little higher than D. I'd go C, because it still looks like a dinosaur dude, and with the shape of his helmet, you can tell it's a metal dinosaur dude, but it's not overly Metal Tyrannomon-esque, so I wouldn't like to see it in D, but it doesn't want to be any higher than C, so, you know.
Yeah, that's fair. I can give you that. But it's not a good sprite. It's ass.
Yeah.
It's ass. The real MetalVegiemon, please stand up.
I think she's good. I think she's a pretty fun sprite as well. I love that she's quite visibly smaller than everything else. And in doing that, so she's not even a full 16 by 16, which is awesome, but they've still managed to pack a lot of character and some good details in there. Like, I think her helmet looks good, her little shield looks good. I like that they've got the weird, like, ball on a chain thing that floats around behind her. I think she's a really fun one, and especially with her being, like, one of the special, like, unlocks. You know, you get her after you can unlock her evolution after you clear the end of the adventure mode or something. She feels quite special, and she looks quite special, in my opinion, because she's so powerful but so tiny on screen. I think she's awesome. I'd go with S or A for that. I'm
happy to give it to you. Although I think this part here, I think that's meant to be her hair, not the ball and chain that she has, because this is meant to be a shield. That's the hair, and then that's part of the helmet. But I mean,
the ball and chain. Good. I think, yeah. Looking at her design, I don't know whether in their X form, her hair does kind of plait into the ball and chain thing.
Man, that's gotta be a weird fashion accessory, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, hey, I'm just gonna get my hair cut, and they can't cut through it because it's fucking fused into steel.
Yeah. I mean, I could be interpreting the art wrong there, but either way, I think it's a cool representation of the character.
Yeah, I think.
Can you hear my dog barking, by the way?
I can. Yes.
Right, we'll just pause until his kick finished, because I've got some dudes coming around to fix something, so we'll just pause the video for now until he shuts up.
That's cool.
He'll stop in like a minute, so we'll just continue the discussion in a sec.
20 years later, they made this, which is the 20th. Don't talk about
Digimon X.
Tough call, because I think, again, he's a hard one to represent. However, his sprite is pretty cool, but I don't think it's as definitive as Gallantmon X, which is a very similar kind of design. I think they did a better job at catching Gallantmon than Omnimon, so for that, I'd put him in A. Because he does feel special, he does look cool, but I feel like they've never done a good 16 by 16 Omnimon. Because I don't like his normal one either. really that much. I think the X version looks a bit better, but I don't know. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you that. It's a decent sprite, but it's nowhere near as good as Gallantmon, for example. Here. So, but I don't think I'd put him in A either. I'd probably go more towards B.
Yeah, I'll allow it. I'm happy with that.
I don't know. I feel like there's something missing, and I can't put my finger on it quite yet. Maybe it's the defined Omni tits that he has. Maybe.
I think Omnimon generally is just one that's quite hard for him to capture, because obviously with the small sprites is I feel like they try and capitalize on key features of the design, whereas Omnimon doesn't necessarily have any key features. He is the key feature. Like, his entire presence is what makes him cool. His Greymon sword, his Garuru cannon, his quirky shoulder pads, his cape, his whole thing is his design. So it's hard to know what to focus on, and I feel like they always focus on his head, which is probably, in my opinion, one of the last things you're looking at on him because of everything else that's going on. So, yeah, I think he's really hard to capture.
True, because the thing is the first thing you notice about Omnimon isn't his head; it's the two metal Garurumon and War Greymon heads, which make the design. So I feel like if maybe the hands were bigger on the sprite, maybe we might be looking at it a bit differently, but like at the moment, yeah, it's just they focus on the smallest part of his design.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense. Platinum Numamon.
S. Definitely S. What a dude.
Oh yeah, he is the absolute geezer. I love the Numamon sprite, but I love that they've actually put his wings on as well, and it really is such a good design.
Yeah. And it looks fun as well. It's just, yeah, he's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I love, just in his kind of thing, I just love that he's a mega as well. I think that's sick. He's just like, looks like just a little slug. And it's like, nah, dude, that's a mega. And on the Digimon X1, I think he can evolve into Omnimon as well, which is awesome. Yeah, he can. Yeah, he can go to Omnimon X, which is sick.
There you go. So you look at him. He's given up his spot as S to go into a fairly basic design, and he's given up his pedestal just to be even more powerful. But yeah, I like it.
And saying it that way as well has made me realise that that's kind of a fun tribute to the original Numamon as well, because obviously, as we know, Numamon evolves into Monzemon, which at the time was the strongest Digimon, and then Numamon X, or Platinum Numamon on the X, evolves into Omnimon X, who's the strongest X antibody, at least on that device, I think. So I think that's kind of a cool little testament to Numamon's roots, which is cool.
I'm surprised you know that, Alex. I'm very surprised, because I'm fairly certain that you can't get a Monzemon on your Digimon version.
Yeah, I've heard that's just a myth, playground myth.
Well, yeah, because I've never seen him in your videos.
I love that video I did years ago where it was literally, I'm going to raise a Monzemon, and the whole video was called something like A Quest for Monzemon, and just don't get Monzemon.
Yeah, I know exactly what. That's one of my favorites. That's one of my favorites. You're so dedicated to this task, and then you just by the end you just give up. You're like, fuck it, I don't care anymore. Fuck Monzemon. You literally rage quit.
The real Monzemon is Numamon we made along the way.
Exactly. You got to make a sequel to that, actually.
And fail again.
Yeah. I mean, you're running the DMOG 1 like all of 2025, which really you should have done it 4 years ago, and then you could have gone up a version each year.
What a missed opportunity.
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
I have to wait to 2010 and then start again. 2010, 2030, and then 2031 we'll start in the version 1 again.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. And then 2032, 2032, you run the version 2 and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
There you go. See, look at me. I'm making content for you.
There you go.
6 years in the future, but, you know.
I'll put you on the payroll. You can have your share of like £6 a month.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm going to be making so much buku bucks. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Cutimon? Is that his name?
Yeah, that's the fella.
That's the little fella. I actually don't mind him, to be honest.
I love him. I think he's ace. We hit the speed bump every tier list where I feel like the baby and in training get kind of an unfair advantage because they have such simple designs. It's easier to capture, but they are still brilliant designs. So he's definitely an A, if not an S for me. I think he's awesome.
Yeah. Does he... Correct me if I'm wrong, but does he have 2 wings or 1? Because this is going to determine where I put him.
He has 2.
2? He's going an A.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. Because babies, they do have an unfair advantage.
Yeah, and it's just too easy for him. I'm running through a catalog of just in training and baby level Digimon just to try and, you know, think of one that's, I guess, a bit advanced. And the only one I can think of is like Leafmon, Wormmon's baby. And like even then, it's such a simple design. Like, yeah, all right. But yeah, he can go there. I'm happy with that. Refulsimon.
Yeah. So not a sprite I'm excited by. I like that you can see the big rose on her head. So it does make the sprite does kind of represent some kind of flower queen, but I don't know. Rosemon, she's quite sort of dainty and that's not very well represented in the sprite. I don't know, looking at it, you can kind of see the cloak and stuff with the shading, but yeah, it's not one that necessarily excites me either. She'd probably be B or C for me, personally.
Yeah, I'm going to put her in C, just because the only thing that I don't like is there's no face. It's just a void. You could have put like a little mouth there or something.
Yeah, I was going to say, she does have most of her face covered, but still, yeah, it's just not... I don't know, they captured the Rose Lady, but I don't know, they just didn't get the essence of the character for me.
It almost looks like she's got a hat made out of eggs.
And now you say that, I can see that.
Yeah.
Is it Executor off Pokemon? The little tree thing.
Good old Eggy. Such an underrated character. But I'm not Pokemon Professor here, I'm the Digimon Professor. Miles Tails per hour from Sonic the Hedgehog.
I think they've done a good job at Renamon X. You can see the 2 tails, which is pretty cool. You can see the kind of fox-shaped head. I think she's pretty good. She's definitely not S, but she'd be probably A or B for me, personally.
I actually probably would agree with B, because I feel like the ears look a bit off. I feel like they could have been a bit smaller, because they don't jut out that far, and they're not that thick at the base either.
And what they're trying to capture, I think, is because on her face she's got like these really long, like whiskery things. So I think that main thing at the top is obviously the ear, and then the bit coming out underneath. They tried to move the ear up to squeeze them in, I think, is what they've tried to do. But yeah, it's definitely not quite the right shape to be as Renamon-esque as possible.
Yeah, I'll put her in B.
Yeah,
but it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that every tamer Digimon got like a black and white 16x16 sprite in like when did the DM20? It was 2017, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What, 2022, I think it was, when Pendulum Z was released. And Renamon was the only tamer Digimon not to get one. And then you give it to Renamon X, which is a downgrade. Realistically, I don't like her.
Yeah, it is a downgrade. She's cool, but she's not as cool as regular Renamon.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. Rhinomon X.
I think he's awesome. I think that clearly looks like a knight rhino. Like, I love the detail on his helmet. The horn looks cool. The angle they've got him stood at. I like his tail curling up. I think he's brilliant.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, you've got the armor right across the body. I'm fairly certain he's like one of his design elements is like the big sort of arm gauntlets that he has on his front legs. He's got his horn. They even like modeled in the visor as well. Which, yeah, no, I'm let's just slap him an S. Let's just slap him in S. Like, he is such a good design. I like him a lot. Sakuyamon X.
She doesn't look a great deal like Sakuyamon X, but she looks exactly like Sakuyamon.
You know what? I will give you that. I will give you that. The only thing that makes it a little bit closer to Sakuyamon X is the arm shoulders here, because she has like those big ball arm shoulders on the sides there, and
yeah,
like they kind of pop out a lot more on this sprite. But I mean, you're right, she does look more like Sakuyamon than Sakuyamon X.
Yeah, she does look good though. Like, that is a good sprite. Again, I feel like they've captured the mask well. They've proportioned her pretty well for a humanoid, so I like it. She doesn't necessarily excite me either, so probably B for me, or A maybe, but I don't know. What are you thinking?
I will put her in, I guess I could put her in A for American, because if Sakuyamon was an American school, I'd like to shoot kids inside of her.
How long have you had that locked and loaded? That's brutal. That is something, mate.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. That was smooth. That was smooth. Which
I'm glad it's like an hour into the video, so most people won't hear it.
I don't know about that. I don't know. Sang Loopmon. Jesus, this guy looks depressed, doesn't he?
Yeah. They've done a pretty good job with what they tried to capture. They obviously tried to capture like the blade mask thing. In doing that, they've kind of sacrificed a little bit of the actual dog head shape, which is a shame. So yeah, it does kind of...
He looks more like a horse.
Yeah, he does. But he is still clearly a four-legged dude, you know. I don't know, the horns are kind of the wrong shape as well now I'm looking at it, because that makes it look like it kind of... Oh no, that's not the horn though, is it? That's where the blades are. Yeah, I'd go C or B, I think. He's not a D, definitely not a D, but he could be better.
I'll give him C, because he does look like a horse, and like these little, I guess, what like are meant to be the, you know, the patterns on him. They look more like little moo cow like paint blotches. So, I don't know. I feel like if they just maybe got rid of this sort of elongated jaw down here and brought it up like a pixel, I'd probably be singing more praises about it, but it just looks like, why the long face? Systemon Blanc.
She's pretty cute. I mean, I'm not crazy for the Systemons, but I mean, that does look like a little girl with a funky hat on. They've captured the design well. I like that they've gone with a big anime eye, because obviously she's supposed to be a cute anime girl, so... But it's not one that excites me so much, so I mean, for me it'd be a C, but that's probably just down to like personal preference rather than objective.
I feel like, because she's got such a wide face in this base sprite here, I feel like they could have probably put the second eye, and I'd probably like it a lot more. But as it stands, as is, like, it's very basic. There's like, you could probably put a couple of pixels here and like spice up the dress a little. But all things considered, like, it definitely looks like Systemon Blanc, but it's not like spot on. It's like, if you squint, it'll look like it. So for that, I'm happy to just put her in B. B for Blanc.
Okay.
Right. CL.
She's definitely better. I'd probably be pushed to put that first one down to C and CL into B.
I mean, I can see where you're coming from. I mean, I like her for the little emo fringe she's got on. She's got a little bear ear on the side there. Her arms actually stick out a lot better than they do on Systemon Blanc, but and
you've got the detail in the dress as well, a bit more, which is nice.
Yeah, exactly. I'm happy. I'm happy to put her in A. She's she's decent, especially animated as well.
Yeah, okay. A works.
Skullbaluchimon.
S.
Oh fuck yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Like it's spot on.
Yeah, it captures the design perfectly, but it also looks really, really cool. It's clearly like skeleton, dog, demon thing. Love it, absolutely love it.
Oh yeah, like you've got his rib cage there. I do kind of wish that maybe there was a bit more bone detail in the legs, but I mean, for a 16 by 16, like I can't imagine how they'd actually get around that. But yeah, it looks exactly like the character. This is it's one of the Royal Knights. What was his name again? Kentaurismon.
Slightmon X or Kentaurismon, yeah.
Yeah, Kentaurismon, Slightmon. Fuck, this thing is ugly, isn't it? Like, how many limbs does this guy need? Honestly.
Yeah. It's not one that excites me. They've done a reasonable job for considering what the design is, but it doesn't excite me, and it could be anything. It could be a centipede, it could be all kinds of stuff, so C, maybe even D for me.
I'm happy to get, like, I'll give him C, because, like, there is a lot of detail on that particular design, and they've managed to capture it well enough. Like, he looks all right, but I mean, it's just a bad design, really.
Yeah.
So like, you're taking shit and trying to shrink the shit down to make it more appealing.
Yeah, I'll get with that.
Tobu Catmon.
I like its sprite better than its design.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And I think the sprite's done a good job of capturing the design. Like, it's clearly like a cat griffin thing. Like, they've done the cat head really well, the wings. They've got the shape of like a four-legged dude. I think they've done a good job of it. It doesn't excite me, but I think it is objectively a very good, accurate representation of the character.
That's true. I can't imagine how I would do Tobu Catmon better, but I mean, maybe put like some pattern on his thigh here, like a little dot or something, just to emulate it. But I mean, it's good enough. I'll put him in A, but not like any higher, because I do wish he's had his second eye here.
Yeah, there's space for it, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. But it's I. Like, it's definitely Tobu Catmon. Like, if you were to look at the two. Tokamon X.
I think it's probably an S.
Yeah. I was gonna try and put him lower, but that's just because I don't want to be seen as biased, because I do like the X Antibody movie and he's like a main character. I do kind of wish, though, that Tokamon X wasn't on the X1 and they saved it for a later device, maybe, but I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It doesn't ultimately bother me, but I'm glad he's here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think he kind of had to be on the first one because he was basically, I mean, not officially, but basically the first X Antibody baby one. From that X Evolution movie, he was like the first X Evolution in training we saw, I think. Could be wrong there, but
I think you're right, because I don't think there is another X Antibody baby.
And the obviously other easy win would have been Doraemon's babies, but Doraemon's not in the Digimon X one, so
no.
I think Tokamon was the right choice for this device, personally.
Yeah, I'll put him in S, though. Like, it's like, what are we gonna change to make him look more like Tokamon X? What can we change?
And he is iconic as well.
True, like he looks good.
Yeah.
But who doesn't look good? It's this shit stain. No amount of X Antibody apology out of you is gonna change my mind on this fucking disgusting creature. I want it erased from my vision. Every time I see it, I wish I could pour bleach into my eye that very second. Tyrannomon X is fucking disgusting, and I hate him.
That's hate speech in my country.
I hate him so much. I don't care if it's hate speech. I don't care. What I hate about him, right, is if you look at base Tyrannomon, like, yeah, he's based off a dinosaur, right? He's based off a dinosaur. He looks like he's similar to a dinosaur, and then they take that design and then meld it into something completely different. They change the proportions, they make him more chunkier, and it becomes its own unique character. Whereas with this bastard, they just took a fucking dinosaur out of Jurassic Park and fucking didn't give him any sunscreen and just let him sunburn.
I admire the passion, sir, 100%. I'm not a fan of his 16x16 sprite, but I do prefer original Tyrannomon, but I think Tyrannomon X is cool as hell. His sprite isn't very good though, because he's supposed to be quite slender and he looks like a chunky boy. His proportions are way off. Like his arm being halfway down his body looks like a little chicken wing. So the sprite isn't one that I rate very highly, but I do like Tyrannomon X. Tyrannomon's way cooler, don't get me wrong, but I do like Tyrannomon X as well.
I feel like the sprite could have been better if they maybe brought this, like, one set of pixels in, so it looks like it's more towards the front instead of being a chicken wing hanging off his thigh. Like,
yeah.
Nah, he's Garbo. He is absolute Garbo. I do not like him. Do not like the sprite, do not like the character. He's Garbo. And same thing with Dark Tyrannomon, but that's a rant for another video.
Yeah, we'll fight about that next time.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Creator Clash 4.
Defo.
Voldemon? Volvomon? Is that how you pronounce it? The one that fuses with Darktramon to have the other Chaosmon.
So it's Valdemon, unless you're the producers of the English card game, and then it's like Varodurumon, which is stupid. So Valdemon we'll call it, because we're a civilized folk over here.
Yeah, we are. We are a very civilized folk.
I will put her in... I guess I could put her in A. For American. Because if Sakuyamon was an American school, I'd like to shoot kids inside of her.
But I mean, it's such a busy design, this bird. You know what? I'll say this, because I did think this before, but this was like years ago when I first saw the sprites. Doesn't he look more like Zuchaomon than Zuchaomon? The bird daver? Not bird daver, the bird sovereign.
Yeah, 100% agree there.
And I feel like they mixed it up, because I'm fairly certain the sprite that they use on the Pendulum Z for Zuchaomon looks more like Voldemon than the other way around.
Yeah.
You think they had an intern just fuck up the sprites by accident? It was like, oh, birds with multiple wings. Oh, shit. Let's just swap those around.
It's very possible. I mean, look what they did to Vegiemon, Red Vegiemon on the Pendulum Z.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Mixed Vegiemon.
Yeah.
I'm happy to give it, like, maybe B. But, like, it's still... I don't know. I feel like it could have been a lot better.
Yeah, you're right. I've just dug up the Zuchaomon sprite, and yeah, Zuchaomon sprite looks way more like Valdemon, and vice versa.
Especially, like, if you look at the one we're looking at now, he's got like these dots around his neck, which are meant to represent the little circle of energy that circles around Zuchaomon.
Yeah, I'd say that's a solid theory, but the only thing holding me back from committing to that as a theory is that the X and the Z were quite a time apart, I think. Certainly the X1, Pendulum Z, which one's Zuchaomon on number 4? Yeah, so
he came out in the second wave. I mean, yeah, that's true, but I mean, keep in mind that they probably have nearly every Digimon conceived, like, made into a sprite on their end. Because we've had color sprites pop up in the video games since Digimon World 1. So they probably have a library of Digimon sprites already made up for said Digimon.
Yeah, no, that's true, actually. That's true.
So, I don't know. I have to get into Bandai's head office and try and figure that out. Go down to the basement where they keep the Digimon wing, where it's just like 3 guys.
That's a tent in the garden, I think.
Yeah. But it's like Bandai's head office is like this big circle, and they've got like a little garden in the middle, and they're not allowed to leave, and every so often they just throw like chicken wings and instant noodles out the window to just keep them fed.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm just imagining that now. It's such a utopia, a digitopia. But let's chuck him into, I guess, B. B's fine. Yep. Like it's still close enough, but it's not beating the Duchalmon allegations.
Yeah.
Right. Wargreymon X.
I think they've done a good job of him. He's pretty cool. He's not perfect, but I'd go for A for definite.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know what sucks? You know what sucks? They did a better job with Wargreymon X than they did with Wargreymon.
Yeah, 100%.
Poor Wargreymon. A works though. Like it's definitely like you can see all the design, all the details from Wargreymon X in this character, so it works. It works well.
Yeah.
The only thing I would change is put like a little sprite, like a little pixel here, just so you can see like the second horn on the side of his head, but it's fine, whatever. Where Garurumon X?
I think he's good. They did a good job. They got the wolf head, they got the spikes in his back. He's not as cool as Metal Garurumon X, but I don't know. Objectively, I think they've captured the character well.
This might just be the black and white sprite talking, but doesn't it look like he's wearing a vest?
It does. And is he wearing a vest? That's the question.
I don't think he is. I mean, it would be nice, like the ripped clothing look, because, werewolf, your clothing rips as you turn into a werewolf. Like, it makes sense.
You can't necessarily get out in his thing, but he has got armor and padding and stuff on. So
okay, so he does have that. Okay, let me focus on another thing then. Where's his nose? I wish he had a little pixel for his nose. Yeah, I mean, it's alright. It's alright. I feel like it's just a little too basic. Actually, no, I take that back. I mean, it is a difficult design to pull off. I'm happy to just slap him middle of the road, to be honest. Like, maybe B.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a difficult design, but I don't know. I feel like there's there's things missing, but then it's like, I kind of see it. I don't know. And finally, Chromon.
Yep. I think he's good. It is like the use of the dark sprites. You can see his crow colours. Like the shape's pretty cool. Like I like the wing coming back and the feet going forward, like it's swooping in. The shape of the beak's pretty cool. I think they've done a good job of it. True.
I think the only thing that I would change is I'd get rid of this little pixel here, because it looks like he's just drooling out of his mouth, like he's hanging his mouth open. And I don't think it's necessary, but like I would have liked to have Chromon's third foot, like just here under the tail or something. But as it stands, like it's decent, but it's not perfect. I'd be happy with A, to be honest.
Yeah, I think A's good.
Yeah. All right.
It's good, but it doesn't sparkle like the rest of S.
Yeah, exactly. Like with S, like these are perfect. Whereas, yeah, the rest, like I could probably think of like a few things I'd change, but anyway. Yeah, there you go. Was it an exciting time, Alex?
It was excellent, sir.
I'm feeling extravagant about that.
Exhilarated, one could say.
Yes, exactly. And I've sort of boxed myself in with this outro because I'm trying to think of a good way to make an exit.
I'm all out. My vocabulary's done.
Oh, come on, you're English. You're meant to be better at this than I am.
Well, Ace doesn't have the letter X in it, so I'm stuck.
Well, no, it does. If you spell it wrong, if it's A-X-E, then, it's close enough.
Yeah. I think it's time to axe this joke.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. All right, well, Buzzin', Ace, thank you so much to Monster Boy for joining me here. He hasn't uploaded in a while, but check out his music.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, if you want a headache, then head to Monster Boy on YouTube or Spotify. Headaches are free.
There you go.
And yeah.
All right, Buzzin', Ace.